Welcome back to the Crude Project, everyone. I'm here with Ant and Kevin the 2 Cent, and as always, we have a great episode for you guys. We have, I believe, the Menendez story that is going viral right now. We're gonna cover that really quick, but before we get too deep into the Menendez story, you smell that? Dark bark. Oceanwood motion. Exotic executive.
Smells like success. You want a scent that'll hide your farts? Dark bark.
Do you want a scent that smells like a vacation you can't afford? Oceanwood motion.
Do you want a candle that'll hide the scent of your mistress? Exotic executive.
We told you we would do it. We've partnered with Luminescence. We've created our own scents. Skip the FOMO. Buy our candles. We'll drop the link for you guys down below to check them out. Stay tuned. If you guys enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe to the channel for more. So, right off the bat, okay, what I saw that got me going into the background of this, these two, was the Kim Kardashian post about demanding the Menendez brothers to be released. There is a petition that she signed, and because of the petition, well, it's kind of going viral, and I think because of her post too, it's kind of going viral. So there's thousands of people that have signed this petition so far for the Menendez brothers to be released.
Mm-hmm.
And these two. So quick backstory, because I think because it's been going viral, you guys know the backstory. But quick recap: these two kids, two brothers, their father was not a very nice man. Let's just put it that way. And used them, abused them, and also did some heinous acts with these two kids. And it got to a point where some odd years, it was continuous for years. So you guys can imagine the psychological effect that it had on these two kids. And then years later, well, these two brothers blew the brains out of both of their parents in the living room of their house with some shotguns, I believe it was. And this happened in 96, I believe. 1996. And they got convicted, went to jail.
And they're still there, right?
Yeah, and since then, they've been in jail. So with that little recap, Kim Kardashian's post has been gaining traction, and the internet is divided over this, okay?
Yeah.
Did you hear about this?
I did. So, but mine wasn't like, so I didn't know like the father was, I'm assuming he was molesting them.
Yes.
Well, you should also add that the mother was complicit.
Yeah, I was going to go into it.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I didn't even know this.
Yeah, so the mother was apparently, the mother knew the entire time. Didn't do anything. In fact, not even doing anything, but she went as far as to blame her two sons for taking away her husband from her.
No,
Bro, so you can imagine this family was
done, cooked.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. No, what I had heard was there was two brothers who killed their parents over something like they took away something from them, or they punished them and they were really upset, and so they just went home and killed them both. Like nowhere did I now I heard like word of mouth, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
this story somehow is getting a little skewed.
Yeah, it is,
to say the least. I didn't know that it was this extreme. So the mother knew that what the father was doing, and blamed the sons.
And yeah, it goes a lot deeper into like why the mother was doing that, or why didn't she protect them, and why she had a outlook on things that way. And it had to do with basically the father, the husband. And this guy was top-notch manipulator, top-notch, like psychological warfare on the mom, the kids. This dude was the worst. Yeah, this dude was the worst of the worst. I mean, yeah, it was going on with the family, with these kids for years, until the kids, they grew up and they were at an age where they could do something about it, and they
So they
Yeah.
did.
And so
Yeah.
they did.
Hey, they did what they needed to do in my book.
They snapped.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
And-
yeah. I mean, everyone has a breaking point, and that's ridiculous for years. So
But the petition currently.
so it happened to both brothers.
Yes. So it started with the father doing it to the older brother first
Uh-huh.
for some odd number of years. And then there was a stopping point with that. And then he went on to do it with the younger brother. And then the younger brother, with him too, went on for years. And then there was a point where the both brothers basically kind of, joined forces or whatever you want to call it, and compared kind of stories with what the father did to each other, to them, the two brothers. And they were like, whoa, oh, he did that to you too? Oh, he did that to me too? You know what? Okay, revenge, whatever, type of thing. And justice, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, the two brothers snapped.
Wow.
It was, the story's pretty wild. Documentaries, I think there's a documentary on this too. So if you were interested in watching the documentary, go check it out. I think it's on Netflix. I'm not sure, but the internet is divided. People are divided over whether they should be released back into society or kept in jail.
Oof. That's a hard.
I have my reservations on both sides of this dilemma, so to speak.
Yeah. So if I had to make a judgment call on this, like you said, like the psychological thought process, you've now murdered your own parents. You've been tortured by your father
For years.
for years. You had no help from your mother.
Mhm.
You were literally helpless on all sides of life, and you had to. That was your childhood.
Yep.
Now you're an adult, and you've spent your adulthood in
Yeah.
jail. So you know nothing of freedom, liberty, normal way of life as the way of normal we can say it.
Yeah.
If you were to put somebody like that out into the general public, and this is going to be hard to hear for some people, but they're probably not going to be stable or safe for someone or some things. Anything could trigger a past event. They may become like some crazy vigilante people, just start, killing other people.
Mhm.
They may, many people who are molested as kids end up
Yeah.
molesting other kids.
Yep. That's
just-
happened. That's happened.
Not to say that they will or wouldn't, but that's a big risk to just put them in the general public.
Yeah.
Now, but then if you keep them in jail, it's not really fair for them to stay in a facility that they don't belong in due to the circumstances of what they were put through.
Right.
Everyone has a breaking point. We're all human. Now, right or wrong, I think, they got what was coming to them, the parents. And that's just me.
Yes. I agree. So that point right there, I 100% agree. And whoever is on the internet is on the side of that little bit of it that the parents deserved what was coming to them. 100% agree.
Yeah. 100%.
No child deserves that. Absolutely not. And yeah, a burn in hell, in my opinion. But I kind of agree on both. I figured as much that you were gonna kind of go that route with your thought process on the
Yeah.
either side of the spectrum as well. And I kind of agree with you, man. Because they've spent almost their entire life not knowing anything but the worst side of
Society.
the worst
100%.
side of a human being.
Yeah.
And so if that's the only thing that you grew up knowing, what kind of a person are you going to be going into the society now, coming out of prison for so long, especially?
Yeah.
Are you now? I am sympathetic towards both of them, obviously,
100%.
but we do have to kind of weigh the risks over being sympathetic towards something.
Yeah. I mean, there could be maybe a different facility that is not jail that they could go to. Like maybe there's like a high level psych ward that they could go and be evaluated and
Yeah.
maybe see if something can be worked to help them.
Well,
Because you just put them back jail. It's
It's not fair. I get it.
100%.
And then there's a lot of people that are also like, oh well, we'll release them to the public or release them back into society. They'll have like people who they can report to. They can have therapists. And here's the thing. Great. it all sounds great, word of mouth and on paper.
Mm-hmm. But
Can you guarantee that though?
right. That's why I would say they have to be in a psych ward. You have to be reevaluated and even then
Mhm.
to send them into, and this is hard to hear for some people,
Yeah.
especially people who are like, they could change. They don't deserve. They don't deserve. But the fact of the things, what has happened, and we can't change that now.
Mhm.
And just to risk other people's lives because you feel some type of way, it doesn't end up. And things like this happen to people, and it's very, very horrible. But you have to do something at a step increment. And putting them into a high level psych ward, and I don't even know of one. It's not some of my forte to know,
Mhm.
but a high level psych ward for them to be seriously evaluated, and it is a step below or maybe a step up from prison, but it is still those four walls are what they know, but it's not jail. It's not behind bars. It's not in there with they're in there with other crazy people. I say other crazy people
Mhm.
because only the psychological damage they've endured, right? They may never know a loving relationship
Yeah.
again.
I mean, considering the fact that they did not bat an eye, did not hesitate, and the way that they mercilessly shot their parents up, and then I think it was the mom was struggling even after, and then one of the sons to finish the job grabbed another pistol or something like that, emptied that. So without like any sort of hesitation,
Yeah.
to do something like that. Like the psychological part is my concern, right? But yeah, man, the story has been evolving and it's gaining traction on the internet right now. And let's see how many more signatures the petition gets for the release of these guys. We'll probably touch back on this and see if they got released or not. And with all that being said, you got anything else?
No.
All right, man. Well, let us know what you guys' thoughts are. Should they be released or should they not be released? And drop your comments in the comment section, and we'll take a look at them. We'll respond to them as well. If you guys got any value from this content that we shared today, if you guys enjoyed the story, well, leave us a like, review, and go over to our Spotify channel. Follow us for a great commute listen, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Take